welcome, one and all of you. Welcome back to Single Player Gamers page. Here we are, back in Splinterlands. I'm here with you with another video. Today is the third reading, the thrice reading of The Secret of Pretoria. What is that? It is a land development information phase 2 white paper reveal part 3 buildings here in Splinterlands, here being read by me, Single Player Gamer. If you like what you hear, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to this channel. Shout outs to everybody that subscribed recently. We recently hit 1,201 subscribers. Let's keep it going, y'all. We nearing 1,500 subs. Let's go. I appreciate you all. Now, close your eyes with me. Breathe in and breathe out, everyone. Because we are entering the land of Pretoria. Not Victoria's Secret, the secret of Pretoria. But we can approach it the same way, gently, kindly, politely. Let's just learn about the future land buildings here. Praise be to the powers that be that wrote this out. Here we are, buildings. Welcome. Well, we don't need to read this part. Here we go. One building may be constructed on each player-owned land plot within the continent of Pretoria. The plot owner may choose which building to construct on their land plot, except for plots with castle or keep buildings, from the list of buildings available based on the land terrain type and available resources. There are 3 types of buildings available for players to construct: resource production, resource refinement, and resource storage buildings. Details about each of these types of buildings, as well as the list of specific buildings of each type, can be found below. Constructing a building will require a specified amount of certain resources as well as DEC/vouchers, and will require a specified amount of production to complete, provided by the worker cards on the land plot. Only the base production of the worker cards on the land plot will apply for building construction. Boosts, such as titles, totems, and Rooney, will not affect building construction production. Time crystals may be used to speed up building construction at a rate of 10k production per time crystal spent. I'm not spending time crystals, no. I don't think so. Additionally, each building will be able to be upgraded to 10 different levels. Now that's new. That's not in the game. Ready for that. Far distance future. Who knows how long, who knows when, unless otherwise specified. Upgrading a building will work the same as constructing a new building in that it will require a specified amount of resources and DEC, as well as a specified amount of production from workers to complete. Time crystals will also be able to spend to speed up building upgrades at the normal rate. Buildings will not produce any resources while they are in the process of being upgraded or constructed. Here we go. What is resource production? Resource production. Buildings may only be constructed on land plots which contain the appropriate resource. For example, what are resource production buildings? For example, mines can only be constructed on mountain, badlands, and caldera terrain, as those contain ores. Similarly, a soul extractor may only be constructed on a magical land plot that contains reclaimed souls, and an outpost may only be constructed on an occupied land plot. Okay. The full list of resource production buildings and the plots on which they can be constructed is shown in the table below. All resource production buildings also contain a relatively small amount of storage space for food resources, as well as the resource that they produce. All resource production buildings have a total of 10 different levels. Nice. And as they level up, the amount of resources produced per unit of production increases along with the amount of storage space provided. Nice. In the case of the mine building, there is also increased chances of finding higher rarity ores at higher levels. Nice. All resource production buildings will require worker cards to operate. The amount of resources produced per unit of time will be affected by the following factors: the production from the worker cards, the level of the building, the rarity of the land plot, boosts such as titles, totems, and running. All right, so let's see here. So, farm gives a grain. So, these are the types of buildings. A farm, only farms can get grain, and I have a lot of plains and rivers. I have a lot of rivers and bogs, and y'all know that. Logging camps can make wood. On swamp, forest, tundra, and jungle don't have. I got some forest actually, so we can make wood. So I'm going to personally need logging camps and farms. So quarries make stones. I don't own any of these desert canyons or hills. Mine makes ores, and I do own a couple calderas. No mountains nor badlands as of yet. Sky Nimbus. Ooh, Sky Nimbus, Vertulium, Magical Life. Oh, a Botanical Garden, Eulana Seeds, Magical Earth, Spark Mine, Sparkstone, Magical Fire, Storm Schooner, Bottled Storms, Magical Water, Soul Extractor, Reclaim Souls, Magical Death, Obsidian Obelisk, which is what I'm focused on, Helios Stones, Magical Dragon, Outpost Essence occupied. All right, resource refinement. What is that? What it do? Resource refinement. Resource refinement buildings can be built on any land plot except for those with a castle or keep building. Okay. All resource refinement buildings also include a relatively small amount of storage for all of the input and output resources involved, including food. Resource refinement buildings have a total of 10 different levels, and as they level up, the efficiency of the resource refinement process increases along with the amount of storage space provided. In the case of the foundry building, higher levels will unlock the ability to refine higher rarity ores, and the lapidary building will have higher chances of producing higher quality gemstones. All resource refinement buildings will require worker cards to operate. The amount of resource produced per unit of time will be affected by the following factors: the production from the worker cards, the level of the building, boosts such as titles, totems, and ruining. Please note that the rarity of the land plot will not affect the rate of production from resource refinement buildings. Okay, well, all that's like a lot of info, and I'm reading it with you guys. I'm not understanding it for myself 100%. Again, white paper stuff. I'm more hype when I see it in the game. All right, but we just gotta know what we're trying to buy if I'm actually really spending money on this game, right? So let's see, building a mill, grain inputs. So if it's a mill, you're gonna need to put in grain, wood, and elemental essence to get elemental foods. The sawmill needs wood, and it'll get lumber. The lithification site, stone, wood, elemental essence, elemental stones, foundry, ores, wood, metal bars, laboratory, essence, elemental resource, elixir, elemental essence, lapidary, gemstones, polished gemstones, runology tower, trifoil runes, research, alchemy lab, salt, legendary alchemy potions, enhanced potions. All right, well, so grain and wood is going to be put on mills, so I guess I'll make a mill. And also a sawmill. So wood is going to be needed in almost everything. Oh, to get elemental foods and to get lumber and to get elemental stones, I'm going to need wood. And we're going to need wood for everything. All right, cool. Resource storage. Resource storage buildings can be built on any land plot except for those with a castle or keep building and, as the name implies, provide a significant amount of storage for the specified resources. All resource storage buildings will also contain a relatively small amount of storage space for food resources, which will be consumed by the worker cards, and for elixir, which can be earned by providing liquidity of the internal market. For buildings that allow the storage of multiple different resources, for example, the metal silo, which can store all different types of ores and metal bars, each unit of each different resource may require different amounts of storage space. For example, each unit of iron, the most common ore stored in a metal silo, will take far less units of storage space than a unit of mithril, the rarest ore. Even though iron may be physically larger than mithril, the more rare resources may require more specialized storage areas to store them safely, which will be represented as requiring more units of storage space. Similarly, refined resources will typically take more storage space than unrefined resources. I used to play No Man's Sky, OG No Man's Sky, and I really do not like storage issues. And with Splinterlands, how the land's going right now, it's costing a lot even just to create these lands. I don't know how much storage is going to cost, let alone variations of storage rarities and complexities. I just hope it don't cost more money. The devs over there at Splinterlands. Anyways, all resource storage buildings will require worker cards to operate, as well as power, resource, erroneous state DC. The amount of resources can be stored will be affected by the following factors: the production from the worker cards, the level of the building, and boosts such as titles, tunnels, and rarity. Please note that the rarity of the land plot will not affect the amount of storage available from resource storage buildings. What? More details about how storage will work will be included in a future white paper reveal post. What is that supposed to mean? What is my legendary plot? Is it just 100% boost? What is 100% boost? And if I put the most expensive cards on my land, let me not turn this. We're going to keep reading. I'm not enjoying this 110%, but then again, it's not in the game yet, so I don't know what's going to be in the game. I don't know what they're going to change. It's all subject to change. All right, so building. You can build. I'm just going to say what you can build. And what the resources. I don't know if this takes resources. I guess this is what it takes. So the building, okay, if you create a granary, you can make grain and elemental foods, I suppose. The lumber yard, you can make wood and lumber. Stone yard, stone and elemental stones. Metal silo, ores and metal bars. Sanctuary, veritulium. Seed bank, Eulana seeds. Hoard, sparkstone, storm casket, bottled storms. Purgatory, reclaim souls. Glordiax Vault, Helio Stones. Let's go. Shout out to the Glordiax. The dragons. Let's go, dragons. So, shout out to the Lord Dragon Knight. Let's see. The Robot Dragon Knight. Energy Well. Essence, Elemental Essence. Elixir Vat. Elixir. Salt Barn. Salt. Crystal Cavern. Mana, Time, and Desalination Crystals. Maintenance. Every building, unless otherwise specified, will require resources to be expended to maintain the building at its current level on a monthly basis. The maintenance cost will be a small percentage of the same resources required to upgrade the building to its current level and will vary based on the amount of usage of the building production over the course of the month. The maintenance cost for a building can be paid at any time and can be paid for multiple months at one time. However, if the full maintenance cost of a building has not been paid by the end of the month, then the building will drop down one level. Dang, so you really gonna have to stay on the game with every month to make sure, okay, well, I hope there's some money coming in, because if it's caught, I gotta get some money coming in, because I can't sell the grain. That's the only thing I'm getting now. Hopefully some money's coming in that's profitable for all this building and spending and leveling up cards and all this. When a building is upgraded to a new level or when it is first constructed, the maintenance cost for the first month will be part of the construction cost, so maintenance payments will begin in the second month after the building is constructed or upgraded. If a building is upgraded, any maintenance costs that were paid in advance will be applied towards the maintenance costs going forward after the upgrade. Please keep in mind, however, that the maintenance costs will increase each time a building is upgraded. What? How come it doesn't decrease? I would hope. I don't know. Oh, what is it costing? What are we spending? Splinterlands devs, what are we spending in order to maintain my supposed to be profitable land? What? It is planned that the maintenance cost for a building will be proportional to how productive it was in the previous month. So that means a building that had 100,000 production on average for a month will have a higher maintenance cost than the following month than the same building with 10K production on average. There will be a minimum maintenance cost for all buildings, even if they have not actively produced anything over the previous month. So what I dislike about this Maintenance is costing. Now, what is it costing? Grain? I mean, I did just read this. Is it costing Sparkstones? I feel like it's costing money because these are in-game assets. But is it how much money is it going to cost to maintain the land that's already costing and not profiting? I want to instead of hearing when I hear cost, I hear spend. I hear red. I don't hear green. I don't hear black. I hear me give. I don't hear me get. You feel me? Shoot. Anyways, next, let's keep going. Repurposing buildings. The fact that there is such a diverse array of different resources and buildings that are part of the economy of Pretoria allows players to maximize the earning potential of the Praetorian businesses by finding and filling different niches within each region, territory, or even the entire continent. Okay, business, Praetorian business, maximizing the earning. How are we going to maximize the earnings? We expect that there will be many undeserved areas in different parts of the continent which can present arbitrage opportunities for players. Being able to repurpose buildings will allow players the flexibility to take advantage of those opportunities when they inevitably arise, and we expect this to be an important part of maintaining a liquid and balanced economy overall. Any player-created building can be repurposed into any other player-created buildings as long as the repurposed building is able to be built on the same land plot. Through a process similar to upgrading a building. This includes supplying a specified amount of various different resources and assigning worker cards to construct the repurposed building over time. The cost and time required to repurpose a building will depend on how different the new building is from the old one, but will always be far less than would be required to build the new building from scratch. For example, the cost and time required to repurpose a lumber yard to a metal silo will be far less than the cost and time required to repurpose a lumber yard to an alchemy lab. Additionally, if a building is repurposed to be something very different than the original building, the repurposed building may be lower level than the original building. Oh, that's kind of weak. I think that's kind of weak. I mean, if it's a level 8 building, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, shoot, what's it going to take? 4 months in order to create a level 4 8 building? A silo, a lumber yard, and then, you want it to be a silo? Well, we're going to knock off some points. It just depends. Show me the money. Show me the DEC. Castles and keeps, Trifor words. As mentioned in the special resources section of the document, the Trifoil Runes resource can only be obtained by worker in a castle or keep building. Trifoil Runes are a required resource for scholars to study in order to produce research tokens in the Runology Tower building, which are needed to unlock each phase of the Ancient Ruins reconstruction project. This makes owning a castle or keep quite valuable due to the fact that it is the only way to produce Trifoil Runes. Well, of course, it costs $10,000 to get all the land in the region. I mean, a castle was like $5,000 or so. I forgot. Of course. I mean, I hope I hope it is for them. They're getting taxes. They're getting my taxes. I don't know if these people... Leave a comment. Do you think everyone who bought, a region for $10,000 has made their money back or even broken even? I don't know. I'm just asking. I hope these people Trifoil Runes, they're the only ones who can get it. Hopefully they getting some profit, but I mean, I'm getting taxed. That should be their profit right there, So are they they're already making money. And who probably got the most castles and keeps is probably the developers. Which is cool. I'm not saying that's not unfair. I think it's cool that they play it. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make some profit too. I don't have a castle or keep. I can't make Trifoil Runes. I'm not about to buy a castle nor keep neither. I didn't back then, and I ain't buying it now unless it's $20 anyways. Like most resource production, the amount of Trifoil Runes produced on a castle or keep building will be based upon the production of the worker cards, including all of the normal boosts such as Rooney totems and titles, as well as the level of building Castle and keep buildings will have 10 levels like most other buildings and can be upgraded the same way as other buildings. Castle and keep owners will also need to pay maintenance costs. Oh my gosh, even the castle and keep owners gotta pay maintenance. If I would have spent $10,000 and got me the whole region, and why do I gotta pay? Who am I paying maintenance to? I own the region. I'm the king. I own the castle. Y'all, the castle owners gotta pay a maintenance? What is this maintenance fee? I don't know. Costs like, oh, anyways, y'all. This, I'm not really mad. This is all subject to change. I'm just reacting to this. It's not in the game, you know. Anyways, costs like with other buildings to prevent the building from falling down and level. Okay, castle and keep owners will also need to pay maintenance costs like with other buildings to prevent the building from falling down in level. Okay, and try full room production dropping. That's pretty weak. I think that's pretty weak. Castles will also have significantly higher trifold room production per level and worker production that keeps. I think that's weak that the king and queens have to spend maintenance fees. I mean, I guess they got to maintain their castle. I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't know. Please note that the castle and keep buildings will provide storage space for trifold rooms as there is no specific storage building for those. All right, cool. Please also note that the castle and keeps are still planned to collect a portion of the tax resources from all plots within the region or tract, see, in the same way as they do currently in Phase 1.5. Only the part about earning trifold rooms was included here because that is the part that is new for Phase 2. And with that, everyone, that is part 3 of The Secret of Pretoria, Phase 2, Whitepaper reveal. We are in Phase 1.5 of Splinterlands currently, but thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment. What do you think of these future changes, future updates? All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, y'all. Peace out.